Hi, welcome to the third tutorial of Volume's Figma Kit for creators. So in this tutorial, let's dive deep into making our own stack cover art. So let's open the Figma Creator Kit and let's take one of these templates for a stack cover art. So I'd prefer something like an entire image. So let me copy this, go to my workspace, copy it a little far from my post and copy it here. So first we need a name for the stack. So we are calling this stack perspective. By the way, perspective is the name of my stack on Volume. So definitely go check it out. Awesome. So now let's tweak the font and get the right font for this. So I'm looking for something that's bold and powerful. So I like this particular font over here. It's called Statliches. So again, these fonts are available in the Figma in the Google Drive folder for the font. Yes, Statliches. Awesome. Now I'll move this a bit down. Let's increase the size. Awesome. Okay, so now let's find a suitable image for this. So there are two places that I would suggest for finding free stock images. One is pexels.com and another is Unsplash. So let's find something that's interesting. So I've downloaded this particular image from Unsplash. So let me double click and select the image. Awesome. Now I think the gradient is a bit too strong on this. So I think I'll move it a bit up so that the cover art could be seen. Let me put this over here up. And instead of going something that's white, let me see what is a good color. So let me try out this shade. Copying this, I'll paste it here. Awesome. So firstly, I feel this could be, the astronaut could come a bit more lower. So I'll double click, select the image and I'll pull it down. So now the astronaut is a little more lower. I'll center line. Let's get the gradient a bit more low. And I also want to put a small description about my stack. To be honest, I should have gone with this second template, which would give me the freedom to write a byline. So I'm just copying this part of the text, clicking my cover art frame. Awesome. So this is the byline for my stack. I think and could come on the next line. So I'll just make this smaller, center line. Awesome. Now I feel this black gradient is a bit too strong for me. So I'd rather go with, let's say, a more different tone. So let's go for something that's dark. Maybe an orange. Yep, I think orange actually works with this particular stack. Okay, this looks good. So I'll bring this down. So I think I can put my name also as well on top. So I'm just copying, pasting this. I left align, move it to the left. I think I could make the font smaller. Okay, I think this works. And I'll make my name in bold. So now I have a cover art for my stack. So in a nutshell, this is how you make the cover art for your stack. So you can use any of the cover arts from the template. So these are general for any cover arts. And if you don't want something which takes your entire background, you could use something like this or something like this, which has a stroke. And let's say you don't want any image and you want to go for a very minimalist style, you could go for something like this. And if you want something, let's say a modern minimal design, you could go for something like this. Let me try one with this as well for the exact same stack. So let me copy paste. Okay, actually my bad. Let me paste this entire thing and move it over here. Okay, so let me copy the word perspective, paste it. I think I could go for a font like Helvetica, which is a little more modern, and I would have to reduce my font size. Let's make it bold. I think for something like black, I'd go with something like this, and I think I'd make the font size for this even smaller. And from here, I'll copy, paste. So now I have a very minimal looking cover art. Now if I want something that looks a bit classy, see, it's all a play of fonts. So if you want something that looks classy, you could just go for, let's say, Playfair display. I could go for regular, and now I have something which has a luxurious feel to my particular publication. So this is a very minimal design. Again, if you want images, you could go for something like this. Or else if let's say I want an image over here, so I could just put the image. You could copy it from the template itself, or you could make your own shape, and inside the shape, you could go and fill in the image. So let's do that. Awesome. So I guess I'll pull this up, move this upwards, and voila, I kind of have a cover art for this, for my stack, and I like this one, so I think I'll add a small stroke to it. And I think is white working, or should I go for something like orange? I think orange fits the theme. And if orange fits the theme, I think this also could be orange. So let me try it out with orange. Awesome. So maybe I could go with something like this. So I like how this is looking. So you could adjust a few small things. So now I have 3 variations for a stack cover art. So personally I prefer these 2. So I can choose any one of them, go out there and export the stack cover art. So again, that's it for this video. Making a stack cover art is pretty simple. It's the basic principles of making any kind of cover art. The heading should be very clear and strong, and whatever other visual elements are there should kind of complement what you want to talk about. So since the stack is mainly about, let's say, thoughts about life and psychology, I felt an abstract image about an astronaut floating kind of, went along with that particular emotion. But again, you're writing about, let's say, about animals, you could have an image that actually corresponds to something like that. Or if you don't want to put images, you could go for something that's extremely minimal like this. A classy design at the same time works for something that's super minimal. So let me show you a demo of that. So let's go for Playfire regular. Let's make this big, and let me go full monochrome and go for white. And let me decrease this font size. And let me get in 2 lines. Awesome. I like this also. Now if I want to put it fully center aligned, I could go for something like that as well. And this is something that's center aligned. Now let's say I wanted, instead of making it pure black, I wanted to add a gradient to my stack cover art. I'd select the frame, I'd go to my fill option, from solid color, so the solid color, this is the solid color, so I guess something like red, that also works. So I like this color as well. So what I'd go for linear gradient is, I'd go to linear gradient, let me choose one color. So let me choose orange on one side, and on the other side I don't want it to be transparent. You can see how it's going from a dark opaque to a transparent color. So I think I'll put the opacity to full, but instead let me go for something like blue, or let's say purple. So I think this also kind of looks well, so I guess I could go with any 3 of this. I kind of like all 3. So guys, so this was a small tutorial on how to make a stack cover art. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. All you need is probably a good image, a good name for your stack. Think about the name for your stack. It's your publication at the end of the day. It should describe your stack, and a byline is completely optional. It often helps to put a byline for your stack because, for example, when you look at a book's cover art, it's not just the name of the book. There's a tiny byline which kind of explains in a single sentence what this book could be about, or for whom this book is for, and it kind of adds more relation and this thing for the users to actually understand what your particular magazine or your publication is going to be about. So that's it for this video. So let's meet in the next video. In the next video, we'll kind of make a complete post from actual content, and we'll completely export it and put it into a folder. And finally, in the last video, I'll compile all these posts and finally make a pilot lineup folder. So on volume, before you can get the full freedom to directly post on the app, you'll have to submit a pilot lineup to the volume team, and once we verify, the Creator Studio will get unlocked on the app and you can directly post from the app. So I'll show you completely how to make the folder for the pilot lineup and uploading it onto the Google form. So that's it for this video. Meet you in the next one. Have a nice day.